What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, today is Monday morning. We are officially over a week since we got the showdown between what is seen to be one of the faces, one of the cash cows of the sport of boxing, in five-time world champion, three-division world champion, superstar boxer, Gervonta Tank Davis, and WBA super featherweight world champion, now lightweight star title contender, Lamont Roach Jr. Their fight ended in a controversial draw. Lamont Roach, I can't say this enough, I can't reiterate this enough, he opened up as a 25-1 underdog. To put that into context, he opened up the same underdog similar to that of James Buster Douglas when Mike Tyson fought him. And we know that is the biggest upset in boxing history, arguably, right? So that's what Lamont Roach opened up as. But he ended up as a 15-1 underdog the night of the fight. It always gets closer as the fight gets closer. With that said, Gervonta Tank Davis is seen to be a massive superstar. And there is no reports outside of this report and a few other circling reports. And I've reached out to multiple people who have not given any solid information as to what's the pay-per-view numbers. Because everybody's talking about Turki Al-Sheikh's fight with Dmitry Bivol or Ppv'S doing 45,000 pay-per-views. That's not his motto, people. His motto is not selling pay-per-views. The whole reason you focus on pay-per-views is because the fighters have made it a staple point to them making money. Turki Al-Sheikh is not concerned with pay-per-views because he has the money and he pays his fighters regardless of the pay-per-view do 1,000 pay-per-views or 400 million pay-per-views. So it's null and void. It doesn't matter. He is playing with $1 trillion. He doesn't care about the pay-per-view sales. And he lowered the price to $25. That's not his model. So when you hear these people tell you that it was a flop, it's not a flop because that's not his focal point. Pay-per-views. He only makes it pay-per-view so that people outside of Saudi Arabia and such can see and witness the fights on certain platforms. It's not for him and for the fighters. The fighters are not talking about pay-per-views. The reason you hear pay-per-views when Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson, because they're talking about the back-end money. So when it does huge pay-per-view numbers, that's an indication of how much money they're going to receive on the back end. Turki Al-Sheikh don't care about pay-per-views, and neither do the fighters that fight under Turki Al-Sheikh, because they're getting massive amounts of money. Canelo's getting $100 million. He don't care about the pay-per-view numbers. He's getting a guaranteed purse of $100 million to fight William Skull. Do you think Canelo cares about the pay-per-views now with this fight? No. It could do 1,000 pay-per-views, 100 pay-per-views. Canelo could care less because he's getting $100 million. Terrence Crawford, when he fights Canelo, he's guaranteed purse of upwards of $50 million. He don't care what the pay-per-view model is. That's dead. But here in the States, Tank Davis is focused on pay-per-view numbers because his base salary was $3 million, as I told you guys. $3 million. And now these reports are surfacing. And anytime you hear them this quiet, it's because it wasn't a success on pay-per-view. But now that I'm dropping this video, suddenly Dan Rafael, Lance Pugmire, Leonard Ellaby, they'll come out and now they're going to tell you pay-per-view numbers. Within the next 48 hours, suddenly, if not today, Monday, that I'm dropping this, that suddenly they're going to all have these numbers and throw them out. So as you see these reports is well under 200,000 pay-per-view buys. Well, that's on par with Tank Davis's fights. The anomaly is the Ryan Garcia fight that did 1.1 or 1.2 million pay-per-view buys, because Ryan Garcia is a mega superstar. Outside of that, his biggest pay-per-view was 250,000 pay-per-views. That was with Rolando Rolly Romero at the Barclays Center. So 200 or less is on par to what he always does on pay-per-view for multiple reasons. It's not that he's not a draw. It's one, the opponent in the other side of the corner people are getting tired of seeing. Two, is the piracy within the sport of boxing. That's why it's important what Turki Al-Sheikh is doing, because he's eliminating the piracy. The piracy is nasty work. People are stealing the pay-per-views. They're showing Tank Davis fights on Instagram. Me personally, I paid for it. But they're showing it on Instagram, on TikTok. People are illegally streaming it. That's taking money out his pockets. So what Turki Al-Sheikh is doing is guaranteeing you massive amounts of purses so you don't have to worry about the piracy and people taking money out your pockets. So when you hear these silly people get on these platforms telling you that Turki Al-Sheikh fight was a flop, it's just ignorant. That's not his focal point. That's not how he operates. That's not feeding the fighters. So it doesn't matter what the pay-per-view does with Turki Al-Sheikh. It matters in this case how much Tank Davis can eat. Now suddenly you'll see these platforms now report that it was over 200,000 pay-per-view buys. Now I don't know what it is or what it's not. But this is what it's reporting, that it's 200, well under 200,000 pay-per-view buys. And as I told you, tickets was available at the Barclays Center the night of the fight. Don't let people fool you. There were plenty of tickets available the night of the fight. You could walk up and buy tickets at the arena the night of the fight. But they told you that the arena was sold out. I never said that the arena wasn't going to fill up. I said it wasn't sold out. When you had people talking about the fight had already sold out the moment the fight was announced and tickets went on sale, they told you it was immediately sold out. And I told you it was not. I never said that the arena wouldn't fill up. Tank Davis is a draw. But people drag their feet because it's not a fight that they're interested, so the prices drop. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. Suddenly, everybody's going to have the numbers. I guarantee you that. And I want to see the rematch with Tank Davis and Lamont Roach. But let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. I'm gone. Peace.